Greetings to all the viewers. Now the session is going to deal with the named organic reaction Edmond degradation process. Edmond degradation is the part of organic named reactions. We already conducted a series of sessions based on named reactions, environmental chemistry, engineering chemistry, intermediate chemistry, graduation chemistry, post-graduation chemistry, competitive examination perspective like JEE mains, advanced, NEET examination entrance, and CSIR NET JRF entrance examination. All these conceptual and competitive chemistry content is available at the channel World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry. World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry is meant for academicians, researchers, scholars, scientists, and also those are aspirants of competitive examinations and learners as well. So here it will give the enthusiasm and interest regarding the chemistry if you follow the channel continuously, so that you will get the success in your domain of chemistry. So that subscribe the channel, watch regularly, and get the information in the authentic manner. Share with your friends so that it will give the tremendous knowledge in the field of journey of chemistry. Here the topic is about Edmond degradation. This concept is taken from the textbook of organic named reactions authored by Dr. Kavita Koppireddy Kota. Here, Edmond degradation process is a stepwise method sequencing amino acid in peptides, proteins introduced by the Per Edmond. So Per Edmond is the scientist who is going to give the degradation process in the stepwise manner, especially meant for the amino acids in the manufacturing of peptides and also proteins. Polypeptides are nothing but proteins only, right? There you can apply this kind of degradation process. What could be the important principle of this Edmond degradation process? It labels and removes N-terminal amino acid. The Edmond degradation is meant for the removal of N-terminal amino acid taken place from the peptide chain without breaking the peptide bonds of remaining sequence, right? So peptide bonds may not be broken, peptide bonds may not be affected, rather N-terminal amino acid moiety will be removed. This is a specific reaction terminology regarding this Edmond degradation process. This allows sequential identification of amino acids from N-terminal one by one. Sequential identification, what are present on the N-terminal. N-terminal means for upon the amino functionality what groups are located. So this is called N-terminal functionality. Then it is possible to identify the suitable functional groups on N-terminal amino acids. Right here, the reagent more specific for Edmond degradation process is phenyl isothiocyanate. Let me repeat, the reagent required for this Edmond degradation process will be phenyl isothiocyanate. It is abbreviated as PITC, right? Phenyl isothiocyanate is the distinguished reagent in order to go for Edmond degradation process in the peptide chain. So, in order to go for this reaction, mild alkaline conditions are required. This is suitable for Edmond degradation process. So, in order to understand the mechanism well, first of all, we need to observe the general reaction pertaining with Edmond degradation process. N-terminal amino group is supposed to be reacted with what? Phenyl isothiocyanate, so that there will be a formation of phenyl thiocarbamyl derivative is possible. So this is the important transformation in Edmond degradation process. N-terminal amino acid is specifically removed by the process and the distinguished reagent will be phenyl isothiocyanate. Whenever these two are going to be reacted, phenyl thiocarbamyl derivative will be originated. This is the important reaction. In order to understand the reaction in the well manner, here is the entire procedure is provided in the step-by-step manner. As you already aware, Edmond degradation is the sequential process, step-by-step degradation taking place. The distinguished reagent you can observe here the phenyl moiety isothiocyanate functionality is located upon the phenyl ring. So that phenyl isothiocyanate is the distinguished reagent for this Edmond degradation process. I am taking long chain of peptide chain. Here you can notice NH2 functionality, CH, CH3, C double bond O, aspartame, and here is the phenyl, here is the phenylalanine, here is the arginine, here is the carboxylate. This is called N terminal, this is called C terminal. N terminal denotes amino functionality, C terminal denotes carboxylic acid functionality. In between you can notice the various amino acids which are arranged in the sequential order. Aspartame, phenylalanine, arginine, all these belongs to what? These are amino acids only. This is the way the representation of polypeptide chain in turn regarded as a protein chain is possible. Whenever this protein chain was taken and treated with this Edmond reagent, simply let me designate as a Edmond reagent, and whenever these two are treated, labeling process taken place so that upon the nitrogen, this carbon is going to be reacted. How the reaction takes place? What could be the process of reaction? Nitrogen containing lone pair of electrons, it works like a nucleophile. What kind of Lewis base it could be? Simply whenever lone pair of electrons and the nitrogen having tendency to bind up with this carbonylic carbon. How can we say carbonylic carbon? So double bond S, simply instead of oxygen we have sulfur, right? This is thiocarbonyl simply. That's the reason why the lone pair of electrons and the nitrogen supposed to be treated with the carbon atom by the nucleophilic addition process, and here the subsequent reaction proceeded. You can notice the carbon to nitrogen new linkage, new bonding between the carbon to nitrogen, and here the thioketone functionality remains as such, and wherever nitrogen is there, that is protonated from this amino functionality only. So that here the new linkage. This is called what? Labeling process. We attach the reagent upon the N-terminal polypeptide chain, N-terminal protein chain. Later on, the process taking is releasing process. Now we have to release. In order to release the functionality, here the phenyl group, phenyl remains as such, nitrogen is there, nitrogen, carbon double bond S remains as such. So up to this, this fragment belongs to what? Edmond reagent, and here the nitrogen coming from this polypeptide chain, and this is also accompanied by CH. That CH is there. Upon the same carbon you can notice methyl. This is the methyl functionality, and here is the C double bond O. The C double bond O, up to the C double bond O fraction, can you notice what amino acid it could be? This is the alanine fragment. This only amino acid wherever you notice NH2, CH, CH3, COOH, if present as such, that is called alanine amino acid, right? Whenever alanine amino acid fragment taken into the consideration, here the fragmentation takes place. Edmond reagent is more specific for N-terminal fragmentation upon the nitrogen, toward the nitrogen side only fragmentation taken place. That's the reason why. Let me cleave the sigma bond over here, and the remaining fragment again contains NH2 functionality, being it is also the kind of polypeptide made up of amino acids only. That's the reason why from this aspartame you can release one more NH2 once again, but the thing is the fragment of alanine will be taken out, that will be fragmented completely from the system, and that taken out by this Edmond reagent, so that here the C double bond O group whichever present, now it is going to bind up with this nitrogen. Here the formation of a kind of cyclic lactam is possible. Cyclic amide simply denoted as a cyclic lactam, right? This is the way degradation process taken. You fragmented, you remove the N-terminal, one of the amino acid from the N-terminal region. So this is said to be Edmond degradation, more specific for the polypeptide chain containing N-terminal amino acid degradation taken place. and wherever aspartame is there, that again contains NH2, free NH2, right? Then that NH2 again active for Edmond degradation, one more step. So here NH2 will be there, here aspartame, phenylalanine, arginine, here the carboxylic acid fragment is there this side. So this is the polypeptide chain, but compared to this longer one, it is somewhat shortened, right? Being it is degraded, it is somewhat fragmented, you need to mention it as peptide shortened by one residue, one of the amino acid residue gone out along with this reagent, and it formed our ring system over there. This is the way entire process of Edmond degradation is manifested. It's a very clear representation. Sequential means what? Step by step manner how the degradation taken place we understood. First of all, reagent. What is this? Phenyl isothiocyanate is the distinguished reagent for Edmond degradation. Is supposed to be treated with long chain of protein, polypeptide, made up of amino acid sequence, right? Whenever these two are treated, there could be a new bonding between carbon to nitrogen, and protonation of the second amino nitrogen taken place. So this is the labeled product. So we got labeled this one. Later on, we need to fragment. Where we have to fragment? Selectively towards the NH2 functional group containing side rather than carboxylic group containing side. Toward the NH2 group containing side, we need to remove one of the amino acid functionality. Here you noticed alanine functionality. That alanine is totally departed from the long chain peptide, so that this alanine fragment now connected by the Edmond reagent, and you notice the alanine which is taken out by this Edmond reagent, and whatever shortened chain is there, again it is having NH2 functionality. Peptide chain skeleton retained, but length of the chain got shortened. This is regarded as a Edmond degradation process, right? After completion of Edmond degradation, now let me show the detailed mechanism pertaining with Edmond degradation. I am taking phenyl isothiocyanate as the distinguished reagent over there, and this is a long chain peptide. What could be? It will be, that is not our focus. Only our choice is about this N-terminal functionality. N-terminal amino acid fragment is only the focused region which is selectively departed from the system by Edmond degradation, and the ambient pH for this Edmond degradation could be basic. Already we are aware mild basic conditions are more susceptible for Edmond degradation, so the pH must be maintained around 8, not necessarily but around, approximately. You can go somewhat beyond or somewhat far with this, so that pH 8 is the suitable reaction condition in order to achieve this Edmond degradation process. This lone pair of electrons upon the nitrogen are suitable to attach with this sp carbon atom. Sp carbon atom, it will be being pi electrons delocalized toward the sulfur, and there could be a new bonding between the nitrogen to carbon atom, and here another pi bond is moving toward the nitrogen, which is in turn protonated, so that you can notice this carbon to nitrogen new linkage. After getting this linkage, here is the kind of new mechanism proceeded. What mechanism? Annihilation process. Ring cyclization is the step number 2. How the ring annihilation taken? Again here you can notice the NH functionality, which is the part of that Edmond reagent. That nitrogen is also accompanied by the lone pair electrons. These electrons are now making a double bond. Whenever double bond is forming in between the nitrogen to carbon, pi electrons are simultaneously shifted towards sulfur. Now sulfur is more nucleophilic in nature. It is electron rich in nature. That now proceed for this cyclization with this carbonylic carbon atom, and subsequently whichever pi electrons are there, they polarize towards the oxygen, and which got protonated. Later on we need to heat. Why the heating is required over there? Being we need to fragment the molecule. Breaking a bond always requires certain extent of energy, because bonding energy is very strong in nature. In order to break that one, we need to supply certain extent of heat. That's the reason why here the cleavage taking place, and ultimately you noticed a 5-membered annihilation product, a 5-membered ring got generated, and subsequent removal of this peptide chain. Whichever peptide is there, again it contains free NH2 functionality at the terminal one. Again it is active towards furthermore degradation process, but this is the way degradation process taken place. This degraded product is supposed to be heated, and here the process taken is ketoenolic tautomerism. That's the reason why here you noticed phenylthiohydantoin. So this is called phenylthiohydantoin moiety. Whichever taken up one of the amino acid, alpha amino acid fragment for the long chain peptide. So the peptide chain is short of one amino acid unit after the Edman degradation process. This is the entire mechanism. It is very clear description regarding the how the process of degradation. Degradation means for breaking of existing bonds. That degradation process always requires certain higher temperature, right? So this is the way degradation of polypeptide chain taken in the presence of Edman degradation reagent. Here is the same mechanism again repeated one more time. Here I am taking, this is only the continuation for this one. This entire mechanism how we discussed in this same will be repeated one more time, need not to explain. This is also the way how the cyclization taking place like this, the cyclization process and free release of a long chain peptide. This is again repetition of the mechanism only. After the completion of Edman degradation process, we are now at the age of applications. Whatever process introduced, Edman is the eminent scientist who introduced the new process called Edman degradation by establishing new and selective reagent for this Edman degradation process, so that we need to know about applications of Edman degradation process. Primary structure determination of peptide chain and in turn protein skeleton can be understood. Here if you want to observe the proteins primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure will be there. So in the primary means a preliminary one, it is the fundamental one, right? In order to understand the fundamental structure, fundamental skeletal composition of the proteins, it's very important to proceed with the Edman degradation process so that you can understand what is the amino acid located on the N-terminal position of the polypeptide chain. So the primary structure of the protein is easily distinguished, easily determined by Edman degradation process. Then proteomics and biochemistry, these kind of branches of chemistry are securing highest benefit by Edman degradation process. And proteomics and biochemistry, before modern MS based methods, so this Edman degradation only the kind of thing to determine the skeletal structure of the proteins, right? So Edman degradation is more sufficient if protein chain or polypeptide chain is having less than 50 amino acid fragments. Less than 50 amino acid means it is the shorter peptide chain only. So in order to understand the skeletal structure of the small proteins, Edman degradation process is more convenient to adopt. If you are exceeding more than 50 residues of amino acid, that is a complex protein, at that condition Edman degradation may not be applicable. You may go for the advanced techniques further. But till here you can conveniently go with the Edman degradation process in order to determine that protein structure. Most important application Edman degradation process, so that it is most widely applied in the pharmaceutical industries and also medicinal industries and also the kind of biochemistry and so many fields it is connected with, so that it will be multidisciplinary in nature. So let me frame a question based on Edman degradation process. Multiple choice question was given. This is in accordance with the competitive examination perspective. It is the kind of reference to question. All the content may not be taken into this kind of content, what competitive exam based questions. So if you understand the content very well, it is very simple to understand whatever the question given in that content. From that content, whatever the question you are getting in your competitive examination or else in your academic examination, so if you exactly understand the concept, definitely you can write whatever the actual concept it will be. Which of the following reagent is used in Edman degradation process for sequencing peptides? Phenyl isothiocyanate is the correct answer, right? So as we already aware about, Edman degradation process utilizes phenyl isothiocyanate as a suitable reagent. By using this one, you are going to label that polypeptide chain. Later on, releasing of that fragment along with this phenyl isothiocyanate is possible, and the remaining polypeptide chain will be shortened one. So one amino acid less containing that polypeptide chain will be the kind of material you degraded like that. So this is the way the most suitable reagent for Edman degradation will be phenyl isothiocyanate. So benzene ring could be there, nitrogen will be there, a double bond connected with carbon, double bond connected with sulfur. That is the chemical composition of phenyl isothiocyanate. Thio indicated for sulfur. Here the cyanate moiety is also located. This is the reagent suitable for Edman degradation process. And here is the another question you noticed. Which statement about Edman degradation is true? Edman degradation, it cleaves a peptide completely into free amino acids. Can we cleave the entire polypeptide chain? Is it possible? No. Only specifically N-terminal one residue of amino acid will be departed. So statement number A will be completely wrong. It removes the N-terminal amino acid as a phenyl thiohydantoin derivative. So only N-terminal amino acid will be removed in the form of phenyl thiohydantoin. Whatever product we got along with the reagent one ring system generated, right? The ring system is designated as phenyl thiohydantoin. This formation is the correct representation for Edman degradation process. It labels the C-terminal amino acid specifically, whether it is N-terminal specific or C-terminal specific. Obviously N-terminal, so the C-terminal is the wrong statement. It works efficiently for proteins with greater than 200 residues. Will it work for 200 residues of amino acid? No. Lower proteins only, less than 50 amino acid chains if present. If connected, less than 50 amino acid residues got connected. Shorter or lower proteins, this Edman degradation works very well. So it's most suitable, it's most adaptable for the lower proteins rather than this kind of one. So that option number D is also the wrong statement. Only our requisite answer for the true statement regarding the Edman degradation could be, it removes N-terminal amino acid as a phenyl thiohydantoin derivative. This is the right answer. That is the option number B, right? And one more question is also framed based on Edman degradation process, assertion reason based question. Edman degradation is used to determine the sequence of amino acids of the peptides. Can you determine the sequence of amino acids in the protein? Primary structure of the proteins could be noticed. Sequential representation. It removes amino acid from the C-terminal end sequentially. C-terminal or N-terminal? C-terminal is the wrong one. So reason, obviously it will be the wrong one only. Then assertion whether it is correct or not, we need to understand. Let me repeat one more time. Edman degradation used to determine the sequence of amino acid in the peptide. So how can we determine the sequence of amino acid? Let me give the clear explanation. Whenever Edman degradation reagent is added to this polypeptide chain, it specifically go for N-terminal site and one of the amino acid fragment is completely removed. We got one more polypeptide chain of less number of amino acids. Again Edman degradation reagent added and one more amino acid removed. In this manner, slowly you can go for the fragmentation of the entire protein so that you can understand what amino acid sequence is there. First of all, alanine for example, next is aspartame, next is phenylalanine, next is arginine. For example, this is the sequence. Let me give the reference. So if it is the sequence, so one of the moiety if removed, you can understand what moiety removed, being you are forming a kind of cyclic molecule which is known one only. This is the way you can understand the sequence of amino acids whichever present in the polypeptide chain by sequential degradation process. So that option A assertion could be the perfect right answer regarding the Edman degradation. But it removes amino acid from the C terminal is the wrong one. C terminal may not be determined, rather N terminal is specific for Edman degradation. So here A is true but R is false is the correct answer. A is true but R is false. Edman degradation removes the N terminal, not the C terminal. So this is the way assertion reasoning question is. So for your reference, different kinds of questions are framed over there. Filling the blanks question will be there. Filling the blanks means what? Dash will be there. We need to put our right word over there. In Edman degradation, the reagent dash reacts with N-terminal amino acid form phenyl thiocarbamyl derivative. Right? So here the reagent name is required. One more time. Phenyl isothiocyanate is the distinguished reagent for Edman degradation process. Phenyl isothiocyanate react with N-terminal amino acid. Phenyl thiocarbamyl derivative will be generated. This will be the another way of questioning from the same content. Here we have numerical problem. A polypeptide chain have the following sequence: alanine, glycine, serine, leucine and phenylalanine. After one cycle of Edman degradation, which compound is released and what is the new N-terminal residue? Okay, alanine, glycine, serine, leucine, phenylalanine if present. It is the logical question. So Edman degradation process is applied on this long chain. If Edman degradation applied, what could be the next fragmented product? In order to understand that one, released compound phenyl thiohydrogen derivative of alanine PTHAL. Here alanine fragment is removed, glycine, serine, leucine, phenylalanine fragment will be the new peptide chain you got, because Edman degradation specific for removal of one amino acid. So this alanine fragment is removed in the form of hydrogen derivative. Glycine, serine, leucine and phenylalanine could be the further new peptide chain after the degradation process. By this we successfully completed the entire session of Edman degradation, the part of organic named reactions. Hopefully this is interesting and you gone through the entire session very well, and definitely it will give the sound knowledge regarding the organic named reactions and more enthusiasm, more interest regarding the chemistry as well. In the next session we will deal with aldol-ene reaction. This is another named reaction. Meanwhile we are going to stop the session now, and this entire content is available on World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry. Subscribe the channel, share with your friends and watch regularly. You will get the new content every day. Every session will give the sound knowledge for your bright future in the journey of chemistry. Thank you one and all. Signing off, Dr. Kavita Kothireddy Kota.